things the way you see it, because you know how to communicate the light and communicate it so everybody can be on the same page of this, that, and the third. So it's Libras about that life. It's Libras because Libras is ruled by Venus. And what is Venus? Love, appreciation, how you value things. So when it comes into air, Libras value communication. They value thinking. They're thinking. You know what I'm saying? They may think out loud a lot of times. You may hear them talking to themselves a lot of times. But they value those moments. These are the people who don't care about that. They'll laugh at you that you laughing at them about them talking to themselves, that you might have overheard them. You know what I'm saying? They value that. They appreciate communication with people. They communicate a one-on-one conversation with someone. No matter what you're talking about, it doesn't matter. This is how they connect with you. They value that. They appreciate that, and they feel like that's what they have to offer to the world, a new way of communicating and thinking. So is Libras about that life? Yeah, they're about that life. They're about that loyalty life, because you know why? They like to stay loyal to other people's plans. See, the difference between the archetype with Aries and Libra is Libras are excited about other people's plans. So they may set themselves aside just to give ideas to you and help you out, apply themselves to you. You know what I'm saying? Within and vice versa, Aries may feel like, why are you trying to attach yourself to me when you could come up with your own plan? And that's when they can kind of clash. But at the same time, it's creating a balance. It's, if I need you, sometimes you can help me, and sometimes I need to do some things by myself. And once Libras understand that balance construct, a Libra will be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So is Libras about that life? Definitely, they're about that loyalty life, because they like to initiate new ways of communication and communicating and thinking. And to do that, they have to be relating to someone on a day-to-day basis. Now, can they be flirtatious? Can they be a little shady at times? Yes, but if they always remember the way they're communicating with you, then you can always count on them to think about you and come back to you. That's what makes them loyal. Because even if you've been in a relationship with a Libra and you broke up with them, there's always room to still be friends. And that's loyalty right there, for real though. They'll always still be there for you. Like, cause that's the difference too with the air. Air don't necessarily hold no emotional attachments to things. Air is not water. They just see it for what it is, cause it's H2O in water, but they just see the emotions. So they have to think about it and analyze it. They're not actually in it flowing. It's not that material yet. So, yeah, so they can talk about it and analyze and talk about your feelings all day. And this what really makes you think that Libras are the relationship type, but they're just really good with words and communicating about it. Understand that. They don't feel it. Understand that. It's air. Now, Scorpio. Now, Scorpio's about that life. Let's talk about it. Scorpios, fix water. Now, we know fix is being fixated on its own, which in this case is on feelings and emotions, because water is the feelings and emotions. Scorpio rules the 8th house, which is deep desires, transformation, mysticism, occult, life and death, sex. Now, when I say life and death, I just put death to what I was just talking about and brought life to talking about Scorpio now. And when I talk about sex, that means that just only means the joining of two energies to create a new energy. Planets do that, everything do that. Now, humans do that also, but you're not of these energies, you're just acting these energies out, but you're not these energies. I say that to say this. Scorpios. Now, as far as Mars, is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Now, Mars and Pluto. Mars, intentions, willpower, desires. Pluto, deep intentions, deep desires, deep willpower. So when you go deeply, you have to transform something in your life. This is why Pluto archetype is transformation. Now Mars on a surface level, that's things, it carry out the duties and obligations of the sun. So your intentions is things that you do on a day-to-day basis, things that you have passions for on a day-to-day basis. But Pluto will be what you have passions for, something that you see a lifelong time, something that you're working towards in your life that you can hold on to for the rest of your life, other than short-term passions and goals that you want to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. See, this is why Mars is the soldier, and this is why Pluto is the great ancestor of war. So when we get down to the archetype of Scorpio, Scorpio has deep, they have passions, desires, and intentions on a surface level. So this makes them kind of intriguing a little bit. This makes you kind of draw them in, because you mix that in with the water. This makes their emotions and their feelings passionate, having desire and stuff like that. So on the surface level with just Mars right there, this makes them, a lot of times they like sex. A lot of times they like talking about taboo subjects. They like getting deep, but with people they can feel comfortable with opening up to. Because like I said, it's fixed water. So a lot of times it can be fixated on its own emotions and feelings to the point that it doesn't understand your emotions and feelings, and it doesn't want to. So it doesn't even like to apply itself into situations where you can express your feelings. Because if they can't control your awareness of how you feel about them, then they don't even want to put themselves in that situation with you. This is why a lot of times Scorpios become secretive or brood a lot and get distant towards their friends at times, just so they can recoup themselves and recoup their own emotions and get out of their own fixated emotions and feelings to the point that they can be adaptable again for a short period of time, or cardinal again for a short period of time. But they're fixed for the most part. Now, when you talk about Venus, Venus is away here. So Venus is at work here. So Venus is at a place it don't want to be, but it has to use the tools that it has to get the job done. So what is Venus? Venus is how you love, how you appreciate. This is what Aries, Virgos, and Scorpios all have in common: the lack of Venus. So it's going to be a lack in all Scorpios, Aries, and Virgos' life. At some point in their life, they're going to have a lack of appreciation. They're going to feel lack of value. They're going to feel a lack of their own value. They're going to be in search of their value. They're going to have they're going to feel a lack of love, a lack of appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So that it don't matter what you are, whatever sign, if you're a sun sign, Aries, Virgo, or Scorpio, at some point in time in your life, you're going to feel those type of energies. And I'm trying to tell you why. Because there's a lack of Venus in these signs. Same way and vice versa for the Libras, Tauruses, and the Libras, Tauruses, and the Cancers. Y'all all are going to feel the lack of passion for things, the lack of intention, the lack of intending to do things for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? A lack of intentions, because y'all all lack Mars. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that for every whatever. So you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when we get into Scorpio, it lacks Venus. So, but in this archetype, is dealing with the fixed water and feelings. So, the fixed emotions and feelings. So, when it lacks appreciation and it lacks, Scorpios in this lifetime, they have to work on appreciating others' feelings. They have to work on valuing others besides themselves. They have to learn not to be selfish inside with their emotions. You have to learn how to release sometimes. It's okay to cry in front of others. You don't have to brood and cry to yourself at times. It's okay to release how you truly feel about someone at the wrong time sometimes. You can learn that from Sagittariuses. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because the time that the universe gonna push you to do it, you're gonna sting somebody a little too bad to the point that it's gonna put you in a bad situation. So it's good to be a little surface level, because everything is not too deep all the time. Now, a lot of in this lifetime also, Scorpios is gonna have to work through. Is gonna have to work on having. Valuing other people's emotions and feelings, appreciating, and also having love, like true love for others. Like, not just love for what you think you can get out of the situation that at hand. I mean true love for people. Yeah, you can show care and compassion on your face, because that's his water, that's his natural. But you Scorpios know when you go home, I ain't give a fuck about that nigga. Oh, I ain't give a fuck about that bitch like that. Y'all know what y'all do. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to develop real care. And you can learn that from your trine, Cancer, and Pisces. You know what I'm saying? You have to develop real care and concern, and not just have the overall outlook be selfish sometimes. Now, when we talk about Pluto. Now, Pluto it's transformation. So anybody or any time in the basic Scorpio archetype, you're gonna transform people in your life, or you're gonna be the one that's getting transformed by others in your life. Now, what I mean by that is, see, it's always going to be some type of direction in the yin realm, because that's Mars giving direction, but in the yin realm because it's dealing with water. So it's like you're gonna try to lead by examples. You're not gonna do too much talking. If you do a lot of talking, it's gonna be manipulative for bad or good, to kind of give a person a sense of direction, to kind of like transform a person of things you see wrong. It's kind of like the Virgo in a certain ways. And it's kind of like Aries in a certain ways, where Aries may overly express their way of doing or seeing something, where Virgos may express where you may be wrong and where you may not be using your sense and practicality at. Scorpios, you may do it in a way of actually falling short in front of a person and getting back up, because you know the process of losing it and getting it back. And when you see that person keep doing it, you do it on purpose without saying it, just doing it in hopes that that person take into consideration that you just did it so they don't have to do it. So you like to show it that way, because then that gives you mind control. You could kind of lightweight manipulate a situation or kind of utilize people in certain ways when you do things like that. Because for an example, say you know you well aware of something, right? But there's a group of people having a conversation about what you already know about, right? But see, in your manipulative Scorpio head, you may be wanting to know a certain thing about a person that's in that conversation. So instead of you going over there acting like you know all about what you about to say, you do some shit like play stupid, or do some shit like ring around it, so you can get certain information out of others that you know you can get if you play this specific role in that situation. So while you not caring if someone gonna look at you like you may been dumb or whatever like that, you're leaving with the information that you needed in order to process the next situation that you're gonna be in when it comes to situations like that. And that's how you kind of create like a kind of aura around yourself, because when you do that a lot, everything turns into an aura. So when you do that a lot, this is why sometimes people see you as secretive. They may see you as being manipulative, and you may not understand why. It's because you start to carry that kind of energy subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? Because you start to get used to doing certain things in certain ways, to when other people start to see you in certain ways, you start not caring about it because you're trying to get out of the situations which you getting out of, but not knowing you're sharing a lack of relating. Like I said, the lack of Venus here. You're doing a lack of relating, and you're not giving others what you're really supposed to give them for the sake of relating, the sake of balance, the sake of being human on earth. You know what I'm saying? You're not giving them that, so you're going to start having a certain light and aura around you that's kind of dark. You know what I'm saying? And then this is why you end up having a brood, because of all the negative things that you did throughout the week. And when I say negative, I'm not talking about you being manipulative. Look, we do all these things every day. I'm just talking about your basic archetype. Things of that nature will lead you into a brainwave of you having a breed, because you're going to brood, of you having a brood, because you're going to be emotionally exhausted by doing things like this so much. So it causes you to have to brood at times. And you sometimes, when you brood, sometimes you wake up in a bad mood or something like that. You don't want to be bothered with nobody, and you don't know why. So you wake up moody and get to yourself. You don't answer nobody's phone calls or no text backs or nothing like that. People wondering why. And then your excuse is, oh, I'm just a Scorpio. No, what it is you get mentally, because all that vamping you was doing and all that, you get emotionally drained. Spiritually also. And then your spirit is telling you need to brood and recoup and start fresh. So you don't want to keep putting yourself in those type of situations, because it's going to cause you to have to transform. So if Scorpio's about that life, loyalty, I want to say yes, but they just may not be loyal to you. They're going to be loyal to their construct of their emotions and feelings. So if you're a person who makes them feel good, then they're going to be loyal to you. And they're going to take you on a roller coaster. They're going to take you in hell, because they're going to give you a lot of tests. They're going to want to make sure that you're that person that makes them, they're going to look in their head like, okay, if I do this, let me see how much this person switch up. And if you don't show them no switch up or whatever, they may not tell you that that's what they doing, but believe me, that's what they doing. And if you show them that you still there, you got a loyal one. Scorpio's going to be there for life. So Scorpio's about that life? Hell motherfucking yeah, they're about that loyalty life. Flight boss, bitch, and we're going to get into the last four.